Welcome, guys. Basically, I'm doing this live stream today. I'm gonna show you this. I'm gonna show you how to do. Well, I'm not gonna really do a tutorial today. I'm just gonna go and play around with this custom Yu-Gi-Oh card idea I got out of my head this afternoon. And basically, yeah, I hope you come and hang out. But this will be posted to YouTube later, so unedited as well. So let's see if people come and hang out, or otherwise we're just gonna do this by ourselves, which will be fun as well. So I got this card, Shadow Spell. I used to have this as a kid, and I just really like the design ever since that I got it. I got this like holographic version of it as well, and yeah, I think it's time to do like a custom Yu-Gi-Oh card design. So basically like a poster almost. And let's see where it goes. So I'm gonna lower the opacity of this just so I can use this reference. Actually, I'm just gonna go and put it to the side here and get the opacity at 100%. Just a sec, I'm just gonna tweet out or post that I'm going live now to my Instagram. All right, let's get to it. So for the first, I just always start out with doing a grid, but let's just do a proper. Let's just scale the artboard up twice. So I have twice the size of my artboard right now. Like this. This is just so I can have a higher resolution of the artwork that I'm gonna do, basically. So yeah, we want to have this outer like edge of the card. Just gonna make a make a rectangle and put the align the stroke to the inside so I can see like where it starts, and it won't be outside of my it won't be outside of my artboard basically. And then I'm gonna resize it by I'm using custom shortcuts basically. But what I did is when I press Command 5, I basically go to Object Path and then offset the path, so I can just resize it and make a smaller version of the selected path. Basically, it's just the same as resizing for rectangles and stuff, but you know, for custom paths, it's easier this way with a shortcut. What's up, Jan? You're, I think, my first live viewer. But yeah, what's up? We're gonna do this I think we're gonna offset it with 50 pixels. So basically all of the art will be in this inner rectangle. Now I do want to do another grid, which will be where like the shadow spell and the text box and everything will be done in. And then we can also use the text here to we can use it as a guide from where our text outside of this grid will go as well. Sup Carla, sup Jordan. Good to have some people in the chat. I think, yeah, I'm gonna lower the stroke a little bit because it's kind of too thick for what I want to do right now. But let's just leave it at 50 and then lower the stroke width a bit. 5 should be fine, I think. Alright, then I'm gonna copy this inner grid basically, and then press Command F. I'm not sure if that's the actual shortcut for paste in place, but it's that's basically what I did. So I have another shape right here. Also gonna remove the white fill on all of these. So and put all of these inner shapes. I'm gonna align the stroke just to the center, so they're all equally like thin or thick, except for this one. That's because in general I had the scale, stroke, and effects setting on. Yeah. Okay, let's see what kind of font we want to use. I usually just browse through the Adobe fonts that I have because I'm not too keen on the font, or because some of the fonts just aren't current properly, or you know, I'm not saying like all of them are shitty, but some of them pretty much are, which is why I don't need to worry about the quality check. I'm not gonna do Comic Sans, Carla. But yeah, basically because I don't need to worry about the quality, because I'm pretty sure like Adobe fonts will not approve any shitty fonts to their package. Which is why I'm basically always like for a placeholder at least going through these. And this is one that's kind of sticking out to me right now. Let's see. I think the kerning's a bit odd. Not too sure. Let's see. I'm not going for Comic Sans. Maybe this one, because it kind of fits the whole Yu-Gi-Oh vibe, maybe. It's also a really nice one to do Chrome typing for, which I have done several times for now with this font. Not sure. Let's see if I can find another one. So this font that I use for actually this one's also pretty sweet. I use this for cover artwork for Musical Freedom, I think. It might be the Sick Dope and Alert one. Not sure. How's the sound, by the way? Because I'm sitting here with a microphone, and I'm not too sure if if my mic's actually recording, or if it's just a microphone on my laptop. Let's just align this one. Should we center it or not? Like, I personally like it more when it will be like if it would be centered, but you know, in regular Yu-Gi-Oh, they're always aligned to the left. Yeah, I might align it to the left so then we have room on the right for the trap icon, the trap card icon, I think. Can you hear my gulps? I thought there was drinking. This was kind of appropriate. Okay, let's just leave this for now, and then we'll add an ellipse for. What I usually do is because this is a text object, this is not gonna align properly, as you can see right now. If I align this with this rectangle, it goes up because it's a text object still. So what I usually do with this is if I've decided on a placeholder, I can copy it and then I paste one in the front or at the behind, as you can see in my layer menu here, and then just hide one of them. So I basically, this is a non-destructive way of working. I can right click and then create outlines, so I can align this properly, like this. So now it's properly aligned, but if I actually wanted to change the font, I could just go delete this and go back to my original text file without searching what the type, what the font was, or you know, it's just easier. And now we can also properly resize this sphere or this circle to our text, and then I just make this red square and I align it between this text and the border of this grid, like this. I copy and I paste one in place, so I have two on top right now. And I'm gonna align them to this rectangle, and now we have the same size rectangle on the other side. So if I just move this circle and align it or place it against this square, I know that my circle has the same distance of this rectangle as the text on the left, basically. Hi Gabi. And I'm not gonna, maybe I'm gonna use Bebas. I'm not sure yet. I do want to work with one of my 3D renders of the chains that I did for the Dreadlabs Dread Renders package that came out yesterday. But I might go into Cinema 4D if my computer can take that and do some custom 3D cards, because yeah, that would be cool. Okay, let's see what we can do next. Okay, I'm gonna do the rest of the grid right now. I think, yeah, 50% of the upper on the upper rectangle should work for this thing in between. This is not properly aligned, by the way. Okay, then I think we should go for a square image for like the card illustration. So let's just go to properties, see what the width is. Okay, and then just copy the width into the height. Without scaling the width like this. Oh, and then just click on the upper anchor point here, so it scales downward instead of from the center outward, like this. Let's give it a color. Okay, so, and I think this is the rest of the room that we should work in with the card description. Although Yeah, I might shorten this later and go to, yeah, I might shorten this later and then add like the card number and like the copyright number underneath, but I'm not sure. Sup, Jordan? Um. Okay, let's just type this out. Like, yeah, fuck. I'm gonna do another rectangle here, which I'm also gonna use. Go to Object, and then go to Object Path, and make it a little bit smaller. I think we can have a 25 pixel difference on each side. And then if we click this, we can make it into a text box, and then we're gonna type like the card effect. Just so we can wait. I might just Google the card effect and just paste it in, so I don't have to type here. Let me see. Yeah. Okay, this was a lot quicker. By the way, if any of you have Discord, I just launched a Dreadlabs Discord, in which I hope to connect designers, artists, basically all creative people in my network or in like the Dreadlabs network, and I hope that people will connect with each other. You know, like for example, artists will search for designers there and basically get each other jobs and support each other in this weird time, but also just have fun in general. Nimbus Sans is my go-to font. This is also the main font of Dreadlabs, basically. But yeah, the Discord is you can find the Discord on dreadlabs.net/discord. So I think this is too big for the. I'm not sure. Yeah. The design might be. I actually want to do the font a little bit bigger, I think. Otherwise, it's just a useless space, I think. I'll just type the link in the chat right now. All right. This seems good. So good so far. Okay. For now, I just want to leave this where it is because I want to see if I can actually make this like into a holographic, into a holographic thing in Cinema 4D. All right, yeah. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna export some parts of this card to Cinema 4D. For example, I think the text should be holographic. Yeah, basically only the text and one of the edges, I think. Now let's just leave it at the text for now. Okay, so I'm gonna save this as just the card design. And then I'm gonna save. Oh wait. And I'm gonna save as holographic parts. But then I'm not gonna save it as Illustrator 2020. I'm gonna save it as Illustrator 8. And click OK. And then I'm just gonna delete everything that I don't want to be holographic. So basically all the edges, everything but the text, like this. And then save it again. With the same name. I have to make sure that this will be saved in Illustrator 8 because for some reason Cinema 4D can only open it when it's an Illustrator 8 file for some reason. So I'm gonna open up Cinema 4D. If you guys have any feedback or tips or whatever, or you're like, yo, you should do this or you should do this, just let me know, because I'm just winging this. Okay. So I'm gonna drag the holographic parts file into Cinema 4D, and as you can see, Illustrator Cinema 4D does not know what is going on for some reason. Oh right, this is the Yu-Gi-Oh card. So, shit. Okay. I'm gonna have to save it again as an Illustrator 8 file. Then wait, let's just close this one first. And then drag the new. Okay, what is this? Okay, I'm just gonna outline the text with everything, because that might also cause problems in Cinema 4D. And then hide this text layer that we hid for re-editing it. Alright, now we should have a proper file, and we should be able to put it in. Yeah, okay. As you can see right now, you have the this one big group with all these shapes, which are all letters, in Cinema 4D. Just gonna reset the coordinates, and I'm gonna open all of them up, select all of them. 223. Yeah, okay, this might cause some lag, but I'm gonna go into extrude, hold my Alt or Option key, and now they're all extruded. I'll zoom in and I show you what I mean. Okay, they're all actually 3D objects now, and I'm gonna flatten them up a bit. So they're 20 centimeters like in depth right now. I just want them to be 1. I think 1 is okay. Let's see. Yeah. Alright, so now we have a lot of shapes. I'm gonna create a new material, and I have this chrome material already as a preset, but just to show you a bit on how I made this, I'm gonna make a new material. Click on where is it? Reflectance. Click on Add Reflection Legacy. Alright. Then go into the layer 1 and click on texture, and then let's see, gradient, and click on the gradient and make this black just a little bit more gray, like this. Actually no, this is not the proper way. Let me just clear this texture out and leave it like this for now. And then I'm gonna add a sky and make a new material. Lose the color and add a luminance, and then add a texture here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a pearlescent or holographic texture, and these I found on the internet. I'm not sure which website I found them at again, but I'll link them in the description on YouTube if you ever watch this back. I'm just gonna use this one for now. Do you want to create a no? Alright, so now we apply this material to the sky, and basically what this is gonna do, the sky is gonna light up in this texture right now. And I'm gonna right click and add a tag, and I'm gonna add compositing, and I'm gonna say check off seen by camera. So now we can only see like if I go and like render this, I'm only gonna see the text and not the sky, basically. So if I go into render view right now, you can see that this is reflecting the sky. So the sky is not seeable on camera, but the reflection of the sky is on the text, basically. And what this does is, if I make a camera and let's say that I move the camera around a bit. So I click on the camera, on the coordinates, and click on here, record it, and then go to, I don't know, 90 frames, and then I'm gonna move the camera like this, and click on the orange light so it will record. So and then I'm gonna do the same with the height. So I'm clicking on this button right here, dragging it into the 90th frame. I'm gonna go down a bit, then click on the orange button again. And I'm not sure if you can see it right now, but you can actually see the reflection change right now. So I'm gonna go and put out a little quick render so you can see what I mean. So basically, what we have right now is if we're actually gonna add all of the designs that I do in the end into Cinema 3D 4D, and for example, I'm gonna turn this card around. You can actually see the text end up like reflecting holographic. And that's a cool effect. Yeah, you don't really see it in this render. But just for the video's sake, I'm gonna turn back into Illustrator, and I'm gonna open up the card design again, and oh, I want to do this part. Okay, so I want to do the Yu-Gi-Oh eye, so I'm gonna take a stroke. Okay, so now we have this this line here. I'm gonna up the stroke, put rounded caps on the end, and then I'm gonna see. Okay, this is now my pen tool is now aligning with the upper anchor point of this one. So I'm gonna do this. Select my eye, or the side of my eye, and then click on my O shortcut, which opens up my reflect tool, and I'm gonna click anchor. And I hold Option or Command, and now like it mirrors this part. I can already kind of see where this is going. I'm gonna just join these two anchor points up. That's weird. Okay, I might not do that. Okay. Then I'm gonna go to the center, make an ellipse or a circle. I'm gonna select the upper two lines, and I'm gonna reflect these the same way. So I'm clicking O, or I'm clicking on the reflect tool, and then I'm clicking on one anchor point, and then this before I click on the second anchor point, I'm gonna hold Option or Alt, which will reflect this into the opposite direction. Then I'm gonna then I'm gonna click on the direct selection tool, select the outer points holding shift. I'm gonna press in to the right 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 and then just because I'm not sure if I'm just gonna outline this. So I'm gonna I'm just gonna make a copy first, so if I wanted to edit this later I can still get back to it. But object, path, outline, stroke, and then I'm gonna group these. And then I'm gonna go to the Pathfinder, which is under Window Pathfinder, and then click on Unite. So now we have this as one shape. And obviously it's way too big right now to be in this like little corner here, as you can see in this kind of in this card. But for now, I'm just gonna put a little square in here. Select both the square and like the eye, then click once on the square, so I make this a key object, and then I'm gonna align it. So now it's perfectly aligned with the square, and now I'm just gonna go resize it. Click on the eyedropper tool while my square is selected, and click on this one, and now it has the same appearance as all the other grid lines. And now we have this tiny eye in the corner, and now I'm kind of realizing that it's kind of small for what it is. So for now I'm just gonna delete it, or only the eye. Okay, I'm just gonna grab this, and I'm not gonna outline it this time, just gonna align it. Oh, need to group this one first, so I'm gonna select them, group, and then I'm aligning this. And now I'm gonna resize it, and now obviously the stroke is way too big, but now I can resize it properly on how thick I want it to be. Now that I'm seeing it, this one doesn't add up, so I'm actually gonna do this over again. Yeah, I'm gonna do this over. So I'm having this line here. I'm gonna put it here. Select this one, go to my reflect tool, click on anchor. I see the problem. I'm gonna go to view, and I'm gonna turn off snap to pixel, because I think that was the actual problem. Okay, so I'm clicking on the first anchor point of the circle, and then I'm holding Alt Option on the second one, and now it should be properly aligned as well. Yeah. Okay, now I can actually see. Okay, this looks a bit better, but I might lower it just a bit so it's closer to the actual circle of the eye, like this. All right. Let's see. I might want to do a pattern on the outer like ring here. I don't know, should I actually try to remake the Yu-Gi-Oh card, like show you how this effect would be done, or should I do a custom one? I'm not sure. Let's see. Custom one, custom. Okay, all right. Then I might add up some like graphics that I usually do. Okay, I have an idea. I'm gonna open up the Dread Shapes package that's also on dreadlabs.net. Let's see. I'm gonna pick one of these, or if you want, you can choose one of them. So this is number 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. And then yeah, it starts here at 6. So I'm gonna let you guys choose one, because I want to make another square in this corner, and I want to add one of the dread shapes in there. So yeah, let me know which shape you guys want me to add in there before the last one. So number 19, I think, Carbon Music. I think you mean this one, right? Okay, let's just drag this in right now. And make it black. and doing from the anchor to from this anchor until up until this anchor. Gonna do another square. Click my eyedropper tool with the eye on the keyboard, and then click this one so it has the same appearance. Select both of these again, then click this once, make it a key object, and then I'm gonna align it. Then resizing it accordingly, like this. All right. I am not too sure on this part of the text because I feel like it's still a bit too big to the style that I want to achieve. So I might just make the text smaller in here and do some illustrations or shapes or whatever. Yeah, I might do some shapes underneath here and make this just a little bit smaller. What I want to do right now is just take this outer rectangle, copy it and paste it in place. So I have another one on the top right now. Actually, I'm going to show you. Okay, I have a red one that's on the top right now. I'm going to go to properties, click the bottom middle like reference point, and then I'm going to make sure that this is turned off, and then I'm clicking on the height, and behind the height I'm going to type /2, which divides it by 2 obviously. And now I know the exact like height of 50% of this rectangle basically. So I'm gonna copy my text and delete it for now, and then I'm gonna hold Alt or Option and drag this up. So now I have 2 sections here, and I'm clicking the upper one, and then Command 5. I'm doing the I made this a custom. I did a custom shortcut for this, but it's basically object path offset path with 25 pixels. I'm gonna click on here and paste my text in, and as you can see right now, it just looks too big for what it is. Okay. I also might just go like this. I don't know, it's too chunky for the rest of the card, I feel like. So what if I make this a little bit bigger right there, like this? Okay, let's just leave this for now. I might put up the weight just a little bit. Yeah, okay, this not too. I'm not 100% satisfied with this one as well, but yeah. Okay, now we have this. What should we do in here? I feel like should I do a custom tribal shape maybe? Right, I'm gonna show you how to do a tribal shape without like drawing it up front basically. But this method doesn't always get like a proper result. But in my tutorial on the basics of tribal shapes, I explained that tribal shapes are a lot of the time they're basically circles cut out of other circles. And what I mean by this is I have these 2 circles like here. I'm gonna add another one in here. And you might think to yourself, okay, well, this is just these are just 3 ellipses. But if I'm selecting these 2 first and go to my Pathfinder and basically punch out the top ellipse of this one, I'm gonna do the same with these 2. You can see that you already get a, well, it's not a, that's what I meant with like this is not really properly, it doesn't look good, but yeah, this is like how you can make tribal shapes in Illustrator basically. Or you can just wing it with the pen tool, which I'm not a fan of, but I do it sometimes for straight up wow, voice crack. For straight shapes basically instead of rounded ones, because these rounded ones are easier to make in in Procreate on my iPad. Okay, let's just do a vertical one like this. Okay, so I have the shape right now. I'm gonna click on the anchor point and then grab an ellipse and try to make it yeah, okay, I'm making sure that it's aligned with the actual most far left anchor point of the shape. So I have these both selected right now. Once I cut them out, you get this really like subtle tribal shape. And what you can do is maybe just copy it, paste it in place, and then turn it around. And maybe put it down just a little bit. Yeah, like this. Alright, and now I'm gonna make a rectangle around them. Give it a width of 5 points. And what happens if I make this into a pattern? So I was holding Alt or Option and Shift and dragging this to the right. And when I'm pressing Control and Command D, you can get this kind of weird looking pattern, but I might just go and sorry guys, got some text. For this one I want to do a different one. Maybe like the usual I'll see you later, Jordan. Good to have you on the stream. And see you on Wednesday. So what I'm gonna do right now is making a square, and then on all sides of the square I'm gonna do a circle like this. So I'm gonna hold Alt or Option and drag them towards here and towards the and so now all the outer ends of this square have a circle aligned perfectly to the center here. So what you can do is select one of the circles and the square and then click on minus front, and as you make sure that this actual shape is on the top, and then you can just select minus back basically. You just have to make sure that all your shapes are the one you want to punch out has to be on either on the top or on the back. Because my square shape is on top right now, I'm using minus back, which is this one. And when I change this fill to the stroke, I get this, and I'm gonna align this to this square, and once I properly resize it accordingly, yeah, this might be something that we can use. What do you guys think? Or maybe just leave them alone like this. What if? Alright, what if we yeah, what if we put it in here like this, then just duplicate them like this. But now you can see, like, obviously it's too big for what it is, so I'm just gonna select all of them, making sure on the right in the layer menu that actually all of them are selected, and I'm just gonna simply resize them so they fit in here. I see that I didn't select this one, the outer rectangle of this one. So alright, and now I feel like we can actually delete the rectangles here. Don't think they are needed. Alright, and I think I'm just gonna mirror this on the other side here. I'm gonna group them first, and this other little trick, I can just add a line down the center here of the artboard. So I just made this line. I'm gonna properly like align it with my align tool. Select this group, open up my reflect tool again, and just click both of the anchor points while before clicking on the last one, holding Alt or Option, and ta-da. Now that I'm seeing it, it might be cool to center this out and then do a custom trap card symbol on the bottom here. Let's see if we can do something with that. Trap card. I might have an idea on what font I want to use for this one. Ooh, this one could be cool as well. So I really like this one, Graveblade, but it might be too... yeah, it's too harsh, I think, for this design. This is the font that I used for the Chrome type tutorial. It might be cool as well. Like, I don't know, create the outlines, and then maybe we try to warp it into like not like this, but then put it into the minus so you can get this. Alright, Carla, see you. Thank you for watching. But yeah, I might just do something like this. I feel like this is also like, I don't know, it suits the vibe that I wanted to do. Okay, so there's also like this almost infinity logo on it. Let me just look up real quick what the actual symbol is. Trap card. Yeah, it's an infinity. Okay. So a way to make an infinity quickly might be, I installed this script which is called Metaball, and it gets you this, which will combine basically both of your ellipses together. What we also can do is, I kind of dig the more organic one, but if we turn this like 45 degrees and then we'll go to Object, Path, add anchor points, you can see that we now have 8 anchor points. We can delete this one, select this, and then mirror it, and basically we could go and, you know, line this up properly and make an infinity logo like this. But we can also do it like this, I think. So we have 3 shapes right here. This one, and this one. And it might be kind of hard to, I just colored them in differently so you can see which shape is which, basically. So I wanted to cut, I want to make a cut in the circles, but in both of the circles, around here where the rectangle is. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select the circle. I'm gonna go to my scissors tool. I'm gonna click where the intersect like guide appears, and then if I'm deleting this, you can see that the circle is ending there. I'm gonna do the same on the other side of the rectangle. So I can just delete this part. And then I'm gonna do the same on the other circle. So like this. And we're gonna delete this part, and then we can link these two, and then we can basically get rid of this one, and select these in the middle and press Command J, and then link these up as well. And now we have just one shape basically, which is an infinity shape. But now that I see it, I kind of want to make the cut a little bit higher. So yeah, I'm gonna do it like this, make sure it's properly aligned. Alright, so I'm gonna do the same thing over again. Click on where the intersection is between this rectangle and the circle, and then delete one of the parts of the circle basically. And then I can delete, I think I can delete both of the black guides right now, so yeah. Alright, I'm gonna go just up this a bit. I want to make the cap rounded, I think, as well, so I need to lower the stroke, and I think maybe flatten it out just a bit. And then let's just test this out real quick. Go to an effect, warp, maybe inflate it just a little bit, see what happens. Oh, I might just, okay, I need to outline this first and make it into one path, and then click on the warp and then inflate it, but this doesn't really look that good. Maybe the squeeze does. Let's see. Yeah, all right. Okay, I'm gonna put this shape, and I'm gonna go to object and then expand appearance and align it with the circle. I'm gonna expand the appearance of this object as well, like the text object. Align all of it properly to the circle here. Yeah, okay, so what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna cut part of the infinity logo out of where the text is basically. So I'm gonna copy the text, I'm gonna paste it in place, just hide the other text. Okay, now I'm gonna go to object, compound path, make. So now I have this one compound path, and then I can go to path, offset path, and extend it by 25 pixels, something like that. And then select both the infinity sign and like the extended part of the text, and just go minus front. And this is way too much, as you can see. You can't even see the infinity logo anymore, so I'm not gonna do this actually. Yeah, that's just what design is, man. Trial and error, you know. That's why I wanted to do a live stream, because I feel like when you see designs on Instagram or whatever, you can kind of see that like everything looks really good, and you kind of think by yourself, wow, this, you know, you don't always see the process in designs basically, which is, yeah, I wanted to show that by doing a live stream. I'm not sure, man, about this infinity logo. Let's just see if there's like a kanji for infinity. Alright, so I found the Japanese signs for infinity. Which are these. Maybe we can use these instead of a trap. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna put this up in here, I think. And then take a circle. And then copy the circle that I actually already had, selecting both of these, and then clicking on intersect, which brings me this. And I might want to do like a pattern in here or something. I don't know. Now it looks too much like a smiley face. Yeah, maybe just this, and then I want to do a proper like outline title card thing for the font. Okay, and group this. Okay, so let's just ungroup it right now, and then go and select the rectangle. Basically do the same thing that we did to the how we warped the text just now. Go to the arc, lower, and click on horizontal, and maybe just lower this a little bit so it's still, yeah, like this. Now I want to copy this and punch out like the shapes behind it, like this. And now that I see this, I want to lower this one and then intersect it just a little bit better. Oh. Like this. Okay, now we have our trap card symbol. This sucks. This doesn't look lined up properly, I think. We can leave it for now. Alright, so now we have the shape, and then I'm gonna go duplicate it because non-destructive editing. Gonna align it with the with a lower rectangle on the card, and now resize it accordingly. For now I'm gonna put on the option general scale, stroke, and effects, so my strokes my strokes will scale, and they look a bit too small right now, but I can just make them bigger later. Actually gonna do it right now. Okay, I'm gonna select one of these shapes, and then gonna go to select, same stroke weight, and because the stroke weight is so specific, I have like a I only select like the strokes from this symbol here. All right. Let me just. Okay. Sorry. Now I'm gonna go, and this looks alright with me, yeah. And then I might just go and do a custom shape next to here, but I can also use this one and then shear it maybe. Let's see what that looks like. Go to right mouse click, transform shear. All right. We're maybe onto something. Okay, let's just put this in here. Oops. Just want to leave one of these in here so I can use them later if this doesn't work out and I don't have to press Command Z like 50 times. Let's just group this for a sec and then align it properly like this. And then go to transform, shear. This might be too much. So I might just go and delete like 4 of them. And then space them out a bit more like this. And try it again. This might be better. But this needs a +1 in here. Or maybe not. Right, let's just copy this to the other side with our. Oh, do we have it? No. Gonna make a line again, and then align it properly. Select the group that we want to mirror. By the way, thank you, Carbon Music. I'm doing my best. So okay, now we have this. The card looks a bit better already, I think. Gonna just size this down just a little bit. Then I'm gonna delete this emblem and center shadow spell out like this. And it might be cool to do some custom what are they called? Some custom tribal shapes for this, but for now we're just gonna do some from the dread shapes. So I'm feeling these ones because they feel like kind of like a shuriken. Let's see. Then just delete these outer rectangles. Yeah, this looks cool. I might just mirror this or reflect it. All right. So I want to do the text. I remember like when I was a little kid, like I don't know, one of these things underneath here were they were supposed to be like like if you had this in gold or something, or in silver, or you had like a rare card, or it's a second edition or first edition, I'm sure. Good times, good times. For now, I'm just gonna drag this into Photoshop, I think, and then yeah, I'm gonna drag this into Photoshop, and then we can see how we can properly like make something cool out of this. So let's see the size of my artboard. Okay. Just gonna do a new document. What was it? Okay. 1365 and 2000, I think. All right. Let's just save this up, and then for now I'm gonna get rid of the green part. All right. Okay, I'm gonna drag the card design in Photoshop, and I'm gonna crop it to media box, so it's actually properly scaled to the artboard instead of like everything that's in the file. Let's see. All right, I'm just gonna add some guides to this, so I can work with the same guides in Photoshop as that I use in Illustrator. Yeah, this should be good. Alright, so I'm gonna go and grab my what are they called? The dread renders that I put out yesterday. It's yesterday. It feels like a week ago already. And the digital products. All right. I want to do an iridescent one with depth of field, I feel like. So let's see what we have. This one actually gives like that shadow spell vibe, I feel like how close the chains are coming to the camera. Ooh. I think I'm gonna go for this one. Oh, I forgot to put the guides in here on the right, but here they are. So for now I'm just gonna go and group this chain or the render, select the actual image like square and mask it out. So I'm just gonna put everything in here which needs to be within these borders. Thanks, Jan. This render is also done the same way that I'm actually gonna do the what's it called? I'm gonna do the reflections on the text later today, or maybe I'm gonna do it in the next stream, because I have been streaming for an hour now, and I'm not sure on how long I want to keep streaming. I think the max will be 2 hours, so we might have to hurry and see how far we can come. But I'm gonna add a gradient. And I just want to do something crazy with this gradient, so let's see. I'm gonna saturate this a bit more, make it more purple, make a darker one, but I might want to do it dark blue, and then making it a radial one, and reversing it so it goes from dark to light. But then just before I put a neon green in here, I want to do it, or just because, yeah, I'm gonna do a purple one in here again. So just gonna drag these up just a bit to the left so the teal one will be a bit more visible, and drag this in just a little bit more. Let's see. Alright, so I'm gonna show you how to do a bit of a randomized pattern basically. I'm gonna go to make a new layer. I'm gonna go to filter, render, clouds, and now we have these clouds. I'm gonna go to filter, liquify, and basically go nuts with the brush. And as you can already kind of see, it gives off this like I don't know if you're familiar with liquid pour painting, but this gives off that like effect, but digitally. I always like to up the contrast just a little bit, so make the dark part a little bit more dark, and the light part a little bit more light. Texture, and then I'm gonna use this gradient actually, and I'm adding it to my gradients, and I'm gonna go to adjustments, gradient map, and add in this here. So okay, this is looking already like super weird, which I kind of like. Let's see if we can do something experimental with this. I want to do more. Okay, I want to put the focus a bit more on the chains, so I'm gonna group this. Marble texture. See if I can do some weird overlay stuff with it. Ooh, I like this. Let's see what we have here. I think I like this one best. Okay, and I'm gonna group this. Background. I think I need to lower the opacity of this one, or like make it a bit darker anyway. Yeah, because otherwise it's just there's too much going on behind the chains. Or you know what? I'm gonna go into background. I'm gonna make it into a smart object. Go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and just blur it out a bit like this, and then go to layer styles, color overlay, and just put this opacity down a little bit, and then we can actually edit our chains. I'm gonna add a hue saturation to this, saturate it just a little bit more, and take the cyans and make them more purple maybe, and then make the blues. Ooh, this looks cool. So yeah, if you didn't know, if you're not satisfied with how your iridescent or pearlescent texture works or is, you can basically go into hue saturation and try to, for example, if you have any greens in there and you don't want any greens in them, just go in there and go into hue saturation, click on the greens, and try to change the hue to, for example, a magenta or purple, and then yeah, you get this like kind of more you can basically tune the texture in how you want it to, and yeah, it's gonna look like a crazy rare card right now. I actually never done like a gaming card before, and I actually like how this is turning out. but I feel like the chains need to be more separate from the background still, so I might put on a glow or something to make them pop some, yeah, to make it pop. Make the size just a bit smaller. Let's see. Ooh, I like this. And maybe just a little bit of inner shadow to just say, just like show where the edge of the image is. And can you see that too much or not? No, it's should be alright. Maybe lower the opacity to 5% or something. Alright. I feel like I should go to texturing right now. Or maybe, or just the background of the card. So we can do the background of the card as well with the same texture that we, or with the same way that we did the randomized background. So we're gonna go do in clouds. Go to filter, distort. I think we can really make this a bit crazy with the wave filter. Turn off the vertical ones, make some more generators, then put down the amplitude. Let's see what we get. Okay, and then I actually like the gray, but I might go for a purple as well. So just to give that homage to the trap card that it actually was. Maybe something like this, and then texturize the hell out of it. So I'm gonna go to my resources, textures. I want to do a paper texture first. Let's see. It's too light right now. Yeah, okay, let's just go in and put another texture over it. Right, let's just group the background for now. And I want to do something about like the actual like content of the card. I want to do another paper texture, but a more, yeah, this one, a more noisier one. And then go to clip this on there, then pick a gradient map, or just a solid color is also alright. And then go to saturation. Alright, so now I'm gonna just select all these layers, convert them to a smart object, and then add a box blur of 1 pixel and a inner, oh, not an inner glow, an inner shadow, just a bit bigger than normal, but take out the choke and then lower the opacity, so you just have a subtle like shadow on the inside here. It also needs more noise. You can never have enough noise in your design. And now it just needs to be darker a bit, so I'm gonna add a curves. Alright, and then I'm gonna displace it a little bit with a displacement map from Black Market. And I have to align it properly again because of the displacement map function. But yeah, okay, now we have this. And I'm quite all content already, but I don't know, the background should be darker, I think. And this one should be lighter maybe. No, that's not even readable. Let me see. I actually like that. Maybe we need a drop shadow or something to. No, we don't need a drop shadow. This just needs to be just a little bit darker, I feel like. All right. So what I want to do right now is this is gonna be a tedious process. Yeah, okay, so for now I feel like this is close to being finished, but I don't know if you guys want me to get into the rest of the Photoshop, see if we can improve anything. If you have any suggestions, just let me know. Or if we should take this into Cinema 4D and try to make like a holographic Yu-Gi-Oh card, which I'm kind of feeling. But if you guys, for example, don't want to learn Cinema 4D, I can understand. So it's basically what you guys want to do. Yeah, let me know. Yu-Gi-Oh card. I'm gonna save this up real quick. Yeah, okay, for now I'm just gonna go and select all of this, go into my other file of the holographic parts that we used in the first part of the tutorial, and I'm gonna make sure that all of my shapes are outlined, so there isn't anything here. Oh. I just want to make sure that in this file there isn't anything other than a fill based vector object, which I feel like there is right now. Yeah. Except for this text, which I need to create outlines of, and this one is already outlines, I think. Alright, so I'm gonna save this up once again in Illustrator, but in Illustrator 8. I'm gonna go back into my file here, just delete this part. Okay, then I am gonna go and drag in holographic parts. And as you can see, this is just one shape right now. And I'm gonna actually, yeah, okay, and I'm gonna export this as an image. I'm gonna do two separate ones. Okay, I'm gonna export the background first. Card background. And I am gonna do a, just align this first. I'm gonna do a cube, but I wanted the cube to be this roughly the same size, actually the same size as my card, which was yeah, I think this is it. And then I want the card to be 1 centimeters, and I'm gonna put an extrude on the holographic parts here, and I'm gonna extrude that by 2 centimeters. So what this does is, you cannot really see it properly, but there's, sorry, but basically the text of the card sticks out just 1 centimeter out of the cube here. And just to make sure that it actually is going on, need to zoom in real quick. And as you can see, you can kind of see the shadows in here. Anyway, so I'm gonna copy the materials from the part that we did earlier in the tutorial, and I'm gonna do the holographic part should be reflected. I'm gonna create another material, and let's see, I need the texture to be the background of my card. Like this. So if we check this out right now, you can kind of see that we have our card in 3D, but the text is still black, and that's because there isn't reflecting anything on the reflected surface. So if we make a sky, put on our holographic lighting texture material, and click on compositing and turn off the camera view, you can see that it's kind of reflecting already. And now I just want to do another, I want to export this. And I want to see if I can do a reflecting image, like an holographic image of the card, because I don't know if you guys know, but I'm really not that experienced in Cinema 4D, so this is all still experimenting for me and all kind of new to me as well. So yeah, I just want to go and see where this ends, and see if we can make something dope out of this. Yeah, okay, we're gonna make a new material, take the card artwork as the material, and obviously we need another cube or another shape. And at which height is this? So this is from the top 320 centimeters downward in Cinema 4D. And how big is it? It is, so the pixels are directly converted to centimeters in Cinema 4D in my project, which is kind of convenient. 1165. And I'm gonna replace the material, and as you can see, it kind of already is there, but it's still in the same width as the back part of the card, which is why it's like kind of like doing this weird thing when I'm twisting it, because it's actually in the same place and it needs to stick out. So this one is extruding 2 centimeters, and it's 2 centimeters in the z-axis, so I'm gonna do this. And as you can see, the position is not really lined up already, not properly lined up already, at least. Oh shit, this needs to be at 1 centimeter, 0 centimeters. This one needs to be at -1, I think. Yeah, and then this goes here, and now we have our card in 3D. And as you can see when I'm turning around, you can kind of see the reflection on it, on the text part, mainly if I do this. So what I want to do is I want to add a camera and center it properly. Okay, so now it's fully in on our screen, and as you can see, the material is kind of reflecting, and I don't want this to be reflecting because I think in real life it's also not the case. And then we need to do something about the album, or the album cover, the album art with a change, because yeah, I want to see if we can actually make that reflect in a cool, proper way without using any crazy weird stuff. But for now I'm just gonna make an animation, so I want to group all of these and make them into a card. Okay, and then I'm gonna go and make an animation for 120 frames. Start at -30 degrees, and then at a 60, gonna have it at 30, and then here we're gonna have that -30 again. So gonna have this. But as you can see, when it's rotating, you can kind of see that weird glitching stuff happening, and I feel like that is because my artwork isn't like, I feel like I should just make my artwork a bit thicker on the this part in the Z axis. And now my card is gone, and I have no idea where it went. Okay, alright, okay, so I'm making the wrong card, 5 centimeters thick. I might just need to rename these. Okay, background card artwork. Okay, so now it's 12 centimeters thick, and you can see that from the side, I think. Yeah, okay, so this middle line here is the actual card, and this one is the card artwork. And that actually isn't realistic at all, but I just want to check if that makes the glitching go away. Alright, so it works, but we still have to do the same thing for our holographic parts. So I just want to make this 10 centimeters. Well, no, maybe not 10 centimeters, 5 centimeters. Why is it glitching so weird? So maybe we just put this in 0 and Z axis. Okay. Aha. All right, so now we have that. I feel like we should. Should we turn the brightness down? Nah. Okay, I want to do a little test. I just want to do a little test render and see what it looks like right now, because otherwise we might need to do a we need to do a, sorry, I just lost what I wanted to say. Otherwise we might need to replace the iridescent or pearlescent texture with another one, so we can make the holographic look a bit different, because I feel like it's kind of bluish right now and I want it to be more purple as well. And carbon music, I actually wanted to get into Cinema 4D last summer, and because I had a lot of time on my hands, I basically watched tutorials for maybe 1 or 2 weeks, and I watched I think 2 or 3 tutorials every day for like 10 days straight. Tried stuff out, but like only really specific stuff that I wanted to do, which at the time was a lot of Chrome stuff, like the Dreadlabs change. And yeah, that got me into what I wanted to do. But I had some small experience in Blender, which is another 3D program for school, but it was mostly like modeling instead of like using materials and lighting and stuff like that. Anyway, I'm gonna do the frame step with 2, so we only need to render 60 frames on a really small scale. And let's just go and see what that actually starts to look like. And from afar, you can actually see that, I don't know, it looks like a Yu-Gi-Oh card to me, or something similar to a Yu-Gi-Oh card, which is a nice touch. But it looks more like a fusion card though, instead of a trap card, I feel like. Anyway, the render is done. Let's just zoom in for a bit and see what it looks like. Yeah, you can see that there is some sort of reflection going on. I might want to do a transparent case over the album, like, or over the artwork. So let's just do this. Copy this one, put it in there. Delete the material. Oh, just the material. And then make it go 1 or 2 centimeters over our artwork. Make a new material. Get rid of the color, add a transparency to it, and then I think refraction preset would just go for glass. And then add a reflectance level. Okay, let's see what this looks like. If it actually starts reflecting or not. And I don't see any difference, I feel like. I actually haven't played or looked into Yu-Gi-Oh for some time now, but I used to be like the biggest fan as a kid, but I lost my cards like a long time ago. But I actually started having sleep trouble like a year and a half ago, or oh no, it's more like 6 months ago. And instead of like listening to podcasts or whatever, I just went on search for YouTube channels that covered like Yu-Gi-Oh card effects and whatever. And the game has changed a lot since I was a kid, but so it's kind of like gibberish to me now. but like I just put it up and then it literally made me sleep like a baby. Yeah, you can see some reflection on that, I feel like, but I'm not sure if I can see the difference. Let's see. So this is the first one we rendered, and this is the second one we rendered. Well, yeah, you can actually see some reflection on there. Let's see if we can change the material up a little bit. Maybe if we lower the brightness a little bit. Not too much, I think. Just what about 98%? Ooh, blacksmith. Yeah. It's just like some crafts or some like niche stuff. It just makes you sleep really well. I don't know. And I feel like this is covering up some parts of the design, but yeah, okay. I feel like it's alright for now, and now I just want to experiment with different textures in the sky or in our lighting, so we can actually see if that makes a lot of difference between the reflection here, because it's really blue and white right now. So let's just copy this material and check out if we can use another texture in here. Maybe just a completely different one like this. Or this one. Yeah, okay, I can already see some changes in here. Ooh, I like this. I like the variation in the color on this one. And I see that we're almost in 2 hours in. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end it off as soon as I did a proper render on this one and show it to you guys in like a proper animation. And this will probably go up on YouTube somewhere by the end of next week, because I have 2 videos on Dreadlabs scheduled already. So yeah. Ooh, I like the color on this one, but it's not really changing that much. So I actually have an idea for that. I'm gonna go out of my camera for a sec, and I'm gonna make a sphere. Put the radius to, I don't know, like 3000. Yeah, okay, that's alright. I'm gonna put the material on here, and then just go and turn off the sky for a second, and add a tag to the sphere that it won't be seen by the camera. And we can see we can still see the sphere for here, so I'm just going to put this out right now. But what I'm gonna do for this is I'm gonna animate the sphere. So I'm gonna rotate the sphere, and I'm gonna see if that changes the texture or not. So 360, 360, 360 in here. So on all of the axes, there's a circle now rotating around my card. I'm going to show it to you outside of the camera for a second. So I made this sphere, and this is what the sphere is going to do. And because there are so many different colors in there, it might change the texture as well in the holographic card. I want to test that out. So yeah, let's see what it's going to look like. Well, you can actually see it change, but I'm not sure if you can actually read what's on the card. Maybe if we're gonna do it in high quality. Oh, I like this so much. This is this is a proper like reflection on there. It just, yeah, this is what I actually really liked about Yu-Gi-Oh cards. While growing up, like if you had a card like this, you were the OG of the playground. You know what I mean? Okay, so I'm gonna go and put my camera into 3000. Wait, not 3000, but that's too big for the texture. Okay, I'm gonna do 1500 by 1500. And then I'm gonna zoom in my camera just a little bit, so the furthest. Okay, let's see. Oh, this is way. Okay, if you get too close, you can actually see how big the edge is from the text, which is not good. But I'm not sure if we can actually see it when we start rendering. Okay, this should be alright. Then we're gonna go and do all frames, no frame steps. So we're gonna do 120 frames for this, and I'm gonna do a PNG alpha channel, so it will be transparent, so we can put a background behind it on After Effects or whatever if we actually want to post this to Instagram. I can do some other things, but I just want to see how long it takes to render one frame out. Just 1 second. Okay. I'm just gonna stop it right here and see if I can add some effects to it, but these settings will actually make a higher quality of it. But if this, for example, will take 10 minutes per frame, I'm not gonna do it on live stream, obviously. But yeah, let's just see how big it will be. Thanks, guys. I'm actually pretty happy with the result, and it's been a while since I actually did some like work for myself, because in the past few months I've been doing a lot of freelance work, and I love freelance work, and I feel blessed that I have so much work even in these times. But it's good to like take a step back sometimes and just do something that you actually do for yourself. I feel like, you know. Yeah, okay, this is gonna take a little bit too long, so I might just turn off some of these settings. Put down the samples here to 64. Maybe that will change a lot. Let's see. Yeah, okay, this takes too long to do on the stream, so I'm just gonna render this out for myself later, and I'm gonna remove these effects for now and just render them like this. So you guys can actually watch the end result with me. I'm gonna save the. Oh, this is already saved. This is already saved, I feel like, and this we can just exit. I'm gonna open up After Effects while quitting Illustrator, so my computer won't go nuts. Well, it actually is already blowing like crazy, but yeah. I'm gonna save this for now and quit it as well. Let's see. I also want to take a minute just to thank everyone who actually came out and took their time of their day to watch me do some design stuff. It actually really means a lot to me, because I was kind of nervous if people would come out and watch. So I'm actually really happy that that all of you took the time to, you know, just hang out with me while I'm doing this. yeah, and I hope to see you like in the future back on other videos, and I hope this will be the start of something cool, because I really hope that Dreadlabs will grow and will become this really cool creative hub and connect musicians, designers, artists, video makers, writers, I don't know, you name it, and see if we can actually support each other instead of talking each other down, and like connect with each other. And I don't know, it will be cool to see that happen in the coming months. And I'm also, well, I'm not thankful for coronavirus, but I'm happy that I can actually work from home, because it gives me so much more time to work on Dreadlabs content for all of you guys, like this live stream, or like the YouTube tutorials, or like preparing the whole web shop, because I actually do all of the Dreadlabs work myself. So I hosted the website, I designed the website, and I keep track of the web shop. I do all of these social channels, I do the YouTube videos myself, I edit them myself. There's basically no middleman in here. My girlfriend helps occasionally with editing videos, but it's more freelance stuff than Dreadlabs stuff at this point in time, which I'm also really thankful for, Gabi. But yeah, it's it takes a lot of time, and I'm actually really happy that I see like some progress being done, the first orders coming in of the products, and it's just crazy to me to see all of that happening in front of my screen. I don't know, I'm just really glad that stuff is happening at this point in time, the way it is. And I don't know, I'm just rambling on for now, but yeah. Okay, the render is almost 75% done, and I just want to save this into After Effects, so I'm just gonna go open a new composition. And once this is finished, I'm gonna export all of the PNGs and put it into a PNG sequence. So yeah, also if you guys have any feedback on how this live stream went, for example, I just put the chat box on top of my screen. I don't know, it's maybe not even readable. But yeah, if you have any feedback, if you would prefer, for example, like a stream overlay, because I was thinking of doing that, but it might make my screen smaller, and I just wanted to see you guys to see what I was clicking and stuff. So yeah, if you have any feedbacks or suggestions for streams or whatever, let me know, because I'm open to suggestions and open to feedback. And I just want to make the best content for you guys. So yeah, okay, I'm gonna save up all of these selected frames. Go to my Yu-Gi-Oh card, 3D frames. Now it's exporting all of these separate PNG files. I actually really like how this background turned out in 3D as well. It just looks super trippy and surreal. But I might make, for just before I post this on Instagram or like publish it, actually I might make the background just a little bit darker, because I feel like it's the text is actually a bit too unreadable. Or I'll make the text content a bit darker, make it reflect just a little bit less. I'll have to look into that. So yeah, I'm really curious about how this is gonna look like in After Effects without like any glitching or whatever. Alright, now we're going into After Effects, import. Sorry. Go to my yugioh card, 3D frames, select PNG sequence here, drag it in, go to enable time remapping, click Alt option on this stopwatch and then click type loop out, and then we have a looping animation. It's actually a bit laggy because of After Effects, but I might have a little bit. Yeah, I might exaggerate it just a little bit on the sphere that's rotating with the texture on it, as you can see, because you actually can see that happening. So I might just make that a little bit more subtle. But yeah, I'm actually really happy on how this turned out, because you can actually also see the reflection on the image, which I really like. But yeah, guys, there it is. I hope you learned something today, or maybe felt inspired. And I'm actually planning on doing a lot more of these in the future. And yeah, just keep an eye out on the Dreadlabs social channels, because there are new products getting added very soon as well. So the third product already. There are 2 new YouTube videos coming up besides this one in the coming week. A pixelated logo tutorial, and basically working a little tutorial on using 3D renders like the Chains one, and yeah, applying them to your artworks, to give you guys a little bit of a perspective on how you can use the chains and the Dreadlabs render pack for your artworks. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that, and then I'll hope to see you all back and on the Discord server on dreadlabs.net/discord, or on Instagram or whatever. But yeah, I'm just really thankful that you all came out, and I hope to see you guys in the next stream. Goodbye.